Howdy gang, it's your favorite water thought, Patrick CC. And today, you're watching You Voted, a series where you guys vote on stuff. Make sure you're drinking water while you're watching this video. Now, I took a little step to the side from the music stuff or specifically rap stuff, and today you guys voted on some very controversial questions. I decided I just kind of wanted to have some fun with it. And if you didn't get to vote for today's episode, next episode's survey will be linked in the description below, so make sure you cast your vote after watching this, of course. Thanks to you guys, we got 1,300 responses. Is cereal a soup? You voted no. It's not. And actually a large majority of you voted that it's not. And I guess we don't really have a clear definition of what a soup is. Does it have to be hot? Does it have to be broth? I don't think it has to be broth, but maybe it has to be hot. But if it doesn't have to be hot, then technically cereal would be a soup. But I think generally speaking, I agree with most of the people that responded with no. If dogs wore pants, which way would they wear them? A or B? You voted B, or this one, by a large margin too, 87%. Like, most of you were like, oh, that's not even a question, which I thought, how? A dog doesn't stand on its back legs. So like, what about the front paws? What about the front legs? They don't get covered by pants? Doesn't make any sense. Controversial questions are supposed to be relatively split down the middle. Can't be this large of a margin. Maybe I'm bad at picking the questions, but I thought A was at least in the question. I'm probably siding with all the people that said A. Pineapple on pizza? You voted no. Now this one was a little bit closer. This is what I like to see. 55% versus 44%. For me, I'm from New Jersey, so you don't need pineapple on pizza because the pizza should be already good without it. Or do a standard topping, you know, pepperoni, maybe some extra cheese, maybe some sausage, but don't get too crazy. But if we're talking some crappy pizza, like everywhere outside of New Jersey and New York, yeah, I'll take some pineapple on it. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Yes. Actually, it's a taco. Or no, it gets its own category. You voted no. It gets its own category, which I'm going to largely disagree with y'all. It is most definitely a taco. It fits all the requirements of a taco. And if it wasn't a taco, it's a sandwich. But it doesn't have its own category because name something else in this world that is the only thing that exists in its own category, right? So a hot dog, if it has its own category, nothing else can fall in the line of being a hot dog. Nothing is similar or even close to a hot dog other than a hot dog. So how can it have its own category? You don't get your own category. Hot dogs, you don't get that. Which is the best French fry shape? We got the classic, we got waffle, we got crinkle, we got curly, and we got steak fries. Now this one is most definitely a really tough decision, but you voted classic, which my response to that would be like, you're boring. But at the same time, respect. You gotta give respect to the classic French fry because you can't really go wrong. And it wasn't really that large of a majority. I mean, it seemed to actually be a pretty healthy spread, with the number 2 being curly, which is so surprising to me. I thought the number 2 would be waffle, which was number 3, which is my favorite, personally, especially from Chick-fil-A. Can't beat it. No love for the crinkle fries? Have you been to Raising Cane's? Oh, the disrespect. I don't appreciate it. When you are about to brush your teeth, what's your process? We have wet, add toothpaste, wet again, and then brush. You have grab a toothbrush, add toothpaste, wet it, then brush. You have add toothpaste and then brush, which only crazy people would do. Or you have wet the brush, then add the toothpaste, then brush. It's a good question. You voted wet, toothpaste, wet, brush. So basically, majority of you like to take a lot of extra time to do a very simple task. Not really a lot of extra time, but an unnecessary step I must add is in there. I find it kind of interesting that the other 2 options, because we're not even going to consider the yellow for people who just add toothpaste and then brush, because all of you, let me see exactly. All 85 of you are just insane brushing your teeth with a dry ass toothbrush. So that one's, we're not even considering that one, but it's interesting how the other 2 are so close in percentage. And I would fall into the line of somebody who, the green, wet the brush, then add the toothpaste and then brush, because toothpaste is already wet. You don't need to wet it again. So I pretty much fall in the lower majority, but relatively even split. Pretty interesting. This one isn't really that controversial, but I ran out of ones to put on the list. If you could have a superpower, what would you pick? Invisibility, ability to fly, teleportation, super strength, or the ability to read minds? You voted teleportation. Now, what really scares me is the fact that the second largest majority of you want the ability to read minds. Kev and I were having a discussion about this. The only people that want to read minds are evil people, because how can reading minds really benefit you that much other than to do harm? Knowing what people are thinking just means that you're trying to take advantage of them in one way or another. So what are you all trying to do? Why do you want to read other people's minds so badly? What kind of audience do I have following me? But teleportation is a pretty solid one. The only thing I have to combat that is, like, I guess I didn't really specify the ability to fly, because if it means like super speed, then you kind of don't need to teleport because you could fly boom anywhere in like a second, like Superman. But I guess just I didn't really clarify that. So, and invisibility would actually probably just be so fun. I don't know. You could just get everything in this life for free, pretty much. I would say that teleportation, it's probably pretty solid. I'd probably go with that because traveling sucks. Thank you guys all for voting on this week's survey. The next episode, like I said, link in the bio. The views haven't been that great on the You Voted series, but I still really like it, and I think it's a good way to engage with my audience, and I just think it's kind of fun. But what I really want you guys to do is maybe put some questions in the comments for like what I should put into the next You Voted series episode, survey, whatever. So comment down below some questions. They could be literally anything, but I guess most of you will probably do music related stuff, but it could literally be anything. So anything that you think you want the answer to, maybe I'll put it in the next survey. So let me know what you think. My name is Patrick CC. I'm very hydrated. I hope you were. I'm out.